I am recording a 12-song album, but I've only written 3. One's a cover, and we just recorded all 4 of those the other day. And now I need to write 4 songs before, I think in the next 25 days, I need to write 4 songs. Wow. And then I calculated it out. I gotta write 5. I got 5 days to write 1 song, so I spaced it out. But
how long does it take you to write? Well, I guess 5 days now.
Yeah, sometimes it takes me a long time. Sometimes it doesn't take me much time at all to write a song. Just depends on if I have a deadline. If I have a deadline, I'm not gonna let myself fail. It's kind of like chiropractor school. It's like if I had an exam, I'm not gonna fail out of chiropractor school. It's got a lot. It's a lot of money to be there and a lot of effort to be there. I'm not gonna fail a test, so I'm not gonna let myself fail. So as long as I have a deadline, because I'm a big procrastinator.
Yeah, I do that too.
As long as I have deadlines, then I'm good. Yeah.
That's how you hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
I do that too. I procrastinate a lot.
Aren't you in real estate?
Yeah, I do commercial real estate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
I need to get into I want to one day that would be nice to get into real estate.
Well, it's very hard. It's everyone thinks they can do it. Most of them could, if they put in the work. But it's like everything. It takes a long time. It's very hard.
What's hard about it?
Well, the type of real estate that I'm doing is a little bit different than I guess most people are doing. Because I'm selling land for new development, and for multi-residential properties, industrial properties, stuff like that.
I heard that real estate's where all the money's at.
There's there's a little bit. It's a good way to make money. I've done well. Not as well as I could have. Not as well as I will do, but
nice.
Hopefully,
as well as I will do.
Well, because now I'm. That's a funny thing I told you last night, but I just put under contract the biggest deal of my life.
Yeah.
Last night it's a development of thousands of units, which is absolutely crazy. But I've been obsessed with this since 2018, when I saw the biggest office building in Montreal sold that year for 500 million, and I realized that day when I saw the front page of the paper, I realized that day that
somebody had to sell it.
Somebody
I'm saying that
must have brokered that deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're somebody must have brokered that deal.
And you're like, why not that person?
And I was like, that needs to be me. And because I was like, the crazy thing is if something sells for $1 million, $500 million, right? And there's 1% commission, that's $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you work for a year on that deal, is that $5 million in a year? If you worked 5 years on that deal, that's $1 million a year for 5 years. And that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. And those problems, those transactions are so freaking hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
So freaking hard to figure out, because there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. I told you last night, I lost a deal. I lost a deal for 135 apartment buildings because the guys, the buyer and the seller, we agreed on all of the terms, and they didn't want to write they didn't want to write the offer. They didn't want to write the counter offer, and then my client didn't want to resubmit another offer, and we lost the deal. We lost $500,000 in commission on that deal, my buddy and I, and it's a lot of work. And the crazy thing is, I've been working nonstop since 2019. 100% of my time has been always like trying to develop relationship and contacts and knowledge into that kind of thing, and that led to a friend of mine. We got this opportunity a couple of weeks ago, and we were able to put this deal under contract within 3 weeks. Yeah, that led to that, and it's wild. It's surreal. It's surreal because it's so big, and in selling land, there's nothing. So you sell, so basically you're selling an idea. You're like, look, there's nothing here, right? But trust me, you can make a lot of money if you buy it.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
it's kind of it's pretty insane when you think about it.
Yeah, I was like talking to you last night. I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong business here.
I don't think you are though, because you're very good at what you're doing.
Thank you.
Very good at what you're doing. But you were telling me last night that we were talking about that. We were talking about dreams, and you said your dreams was to play at Red Rocks.
Yes,
That's a sick dream.
Red Rocks. Yeah, ever since Zach Bryan played at Red Rocks, live at Red Rocks, all my homies hate Ticketmaster. Ever since that, because he made it such a big deal that he played at Red Rocks. I'm like, okay. Because he's played at, like, every venue that I could think of. But he never made it such a big deal to the point where he, like, recorded anything live before, except at Red Rocks. And when I lived in Colorado, because like I said, I did that internship in Colorado, I loved Colorado. It's such a vibe out there. The mountains is beautiful.
gorgeous.
It's so pretty. Oh, so I always told myself I'd be back at Colorado. I'll be back. But like, there's nothing there for me. Like, my family's not there. The music industry, it's here, Nashville. Like, there's no reason for me to go back. But man, Red Rocks is there, and I realized that. I'm like, oh my God, Red Rocks is there. So yeah, that's my big goal, is to play at Red Rocks. Zach Bryan's like a big musical inspiration to me, and I just figured, like, you got to set goals, and you can't just shoot in the dark. So I was like, all right, let's play at Red Rocks.
So that's a sick goal to have.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. What's your timeline to do that? What's your time frame to do that?
Like 5 years.
5 years?
I want to give myself. I said 5 years, probably like a year ago. So like maybe like
4
and a
years?
half, 4 years. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of guy you think you need to be able to achieve that? Because to do more, you need to become more, right?
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. You just got to keep believing in yourself. That's the one thing. I met Zach back in September 2022, and I was like, dude, how do you make it? Like, you're obviously really good and talented, but like, how do you make it? And he was just like, it just takes time and hard work. And so that sunk deep that night, and so that's why I'm still here. I don't know if I didn't meet Zach, I would not be here, but like, hearing it from him, like, it just takes time. It takes, like, whatever it is that, anything worth, like, achieving in life, it takes time, and it takes hard work. I think, like, the average business in America takes about 2 to 4 years for it to actually, like, become profitable. And I think, like, one of the things that people just don't do is they just don't give their dreams enough time to actually develop. Like, I think a lot of people look at dreams like it's like a dream or something, but you gotta look at it like a business. It's like, all right, I'm opening up a business. How long is this gonna take?
Yeah.
And so just the person I have to be is just relentless. Just got to keep going and believing in yourself, and working really hard. A hard worker. Just got to work really hard. Got to work nonstop.
But that's the interesting thing with the dreams and the amount of work that you need to put in, because that's something that I realized when I started this podcast. because I completely overestimated the amount of work that I need to do
Mm.
to set that up, and the amount of help, and all of the problems that we would have to solve to be able to put this together and to be able to do something meaningful, and because that's the thing, like where you're not aware, remember your philosophy class, the double ignorance. I think it was Plato or Socrates that did whatever. It's
Okay.
it's whatever. So when you don't know that you don't know, you're like you're double idiot, right? But then when you know that you don't know, then maybe now you can figure it out, and now you can learn. But you
Mm.
need to be aware that maybe you don't know things, and that's the thing that happened when you start something new is like okay, like you want to start, and then you start to try to piece it together.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is that you discover that you discover new problems. You discover new problems you didn't know you had,
Mm-hmm.
right? To be able to piece everything together. So you're starting to try to solve all of those problems, and then little by little you become more competent, and you put in more work, and then you increase you increase the input, and then for the output to be better. But it's wild. All of those overnight success the people think happen. You don't know, like the level of work and the level of commitment that people had, and the level of like focus, and everything that led to the success, to be able to have the connection, have the knowledge, have um, the muscle memory of whatever, to be able to pull something out,
Mm-hmm.
because nothing happened just because.
Mm-hmm.
You
Like
know,
that one guy, Oliver Anthony. You don't know how long he's been like working at his craft and like writing songs and
yeah.
playing guitar and singing.
Do you know a little bit about his story?
Not really. I just know that he just blew the hell up.
Because he did a podcast with Rogan right after he blew up, and he was saying that like 30 days before he blew up, he
Gave himself to the Lord. I remember that. Yeah, I watched that.
He said he in his head or whatever, he said he asked he asked God to help him, and then he would do everything to make that happen. So he stopped to smoke weed, he stopped like drinking, and then he tried to focus or whatever. And then because that's the thing that's the thing with procrastination, I guess. And then everything we're trying to do, and what happened is like he started to put in some more work, and then he started to produce more, and then that thing literally blew up.
Mm-hmm.
It was completely insane. 180 degrees. His life changed in a few weeks, in a
Mhm.
matter of a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That was, yeah, but this song, like Richmond north of Richmond, is so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So powerful. And I think that's kind of like, cause you were saying that you wanted to write, you felt like homesick, you felt like a little bit landlocked, and you missed like the sea, and you missed like your family.
Yeah, I
you
miss the ocean.
Florida.
I miss the ocean.
And I can totally relate, because I have one at home that is like is the same. She's the same thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Yeah, I thought it was silly for me to say, because I remember you asked me last night. You're like, "What do you miss?" I'm like, "Man, I miss the ocean." And I'm like, "It's a
get that.
silly thing to say, but it's true.
it's not silly at all.
It's like it's so nice. I just miss it so much." And I didn't even go to the beach a lot, like especially like now. I mean, I guess I played a lot on the water. I played a lot, but I never like just like took the time to go to the beach. But like it was just nice to know that it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the beach. I miss it. But I'm happy to be here in Nashville. There's instead of the beach, I got a bunch of honky tonks here.
Do you play with a lot of other locals, or do you have somebody that you really want to do a song with?
I play with, not really. I mean, I play with a bunch of different musicians that I hire for like band shifts.
Mhm.
Like that's how it kind of works in Nashville. It's like, yeah, if like you get like a shift, like a band shift, then you like find whoever's like available for that shift.
Okay.
It's not like you have like a band of people that are dedicated to what you do, especially if it's just my name, Donny Van Slee. It's like whoever's available. Um, it's nice to get the guys that I'm starting to get guys that are like very consistent, but in terms of like other artists, there's like other artists that I hang out with. Um, but in terms of like recording with, uh, I've just been writing my own songs and just doing me.
What's the biggest challenge you have right now?
Biggest challenge right now is writing a hit song. It's writing a song that people really like, that want to listen to it. I think that's like the main thing. It's like, you know, if I'm going to open up a potato chip factory, I need to like, or I mean, open up a potato chip business, I need to have a really good product to be successful. So right now I'm like open for business, but you know, I got songs out,
Right.
but like I need to like write something that'll just, when people hear it, they're just like, wow, that's like a really good song. Like Dylan, I think his name's Dylan Gossett. He wrote that song Cole, that came out, and man, it's so good. I listened to it and I'm like, it's so simple. It's just 4 chords. I think it's 3 chords, and it's like the same progression. And but his lyrics are insane, and his voice is so good, and the production is like very simplistic, but like the art, the instrumentation is just like all in the right spots, like just like little kick drum and whatever he's got going on there, and just yeah. So I think like the main thing is just figuring out how to write that song.
It's funny that you
Yeah.
say that. It's funny that you say that because remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking and you were saying that you needed to find a producer for your album.
Mm-hmm.
So I made some calls. I made some calls in the, some contacts, and I was able to. I spoke with a music producer in New York, and he produced more like hip hop. So it was like when I sent him your things, he was like, "Dude, this is fucking good. Like I can't even help him."
Hmm.
So I cannot even help him. So so you referred me to someone else, and
That's
then
cool.
and then you told me, and then that day you told me that you signed with somebody for the thing that you had lined
Yeah.
up. But yeah, I think, and that's the thing. I send your things to a bunch of people, and then they were all like, "Oh shit, that's fucking that's
Cool.
that's why I was so excited to talk to you, cause I love your music."
Thank you. I think another thing that's really challenging, like say like I already got, like say like all the songs that I already got out are hit songs.
Yeah.
It's just creating the hype. It's the marketing. Like not a lot of people know about me, and like music right now, for whatever reason, it's all about hype. Like everybody that I listen to, one way or another, had a video that went viral. So it's like we're kind of like at that point now where it's like yeah, like it's crazy because like it's like it all relies on like that viral video versus just like a good song. But like that's really what it is. Like Zach Bryan went viral on Twitter, and he freaking blew up. He got honorably discharged from the Navy to start playing music, and now here he is. He's got nominated for 2 Grammys this year.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's like that's, I guess, the other challenge is just creating good content on TikTok. But I'm here for it. I'm up for it. I'm excited for it. I'm not complaining. This is what I've chosen to do, and I'm really happy that I get to do it. Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think this is a great time to be alive. I think that TikTok is like a really big opportunity, and
is,
it's
though.
really cool to be alive right now. Because
It-
like if you could just post a video and all of a sudden like people like see it, just like it's free advertising, you know.
I know.
So yeah, I'm not complaining. It sounds like I'm complaining, but like that's I guess that's the challenge, just like creating something that people want to watch.